Raccoons. Happy Thursday. For everybody watching, many of you here on Twitch were probably with us on Monday, and many of you here on YouTube, welcome. It's wonderful to have you back with us. It's been a minute. We've had many travels. Many things have happened. I'm unsure if we're going to play Blackjack later. I haven't decided. I have to make sure it's okay with my mods. If I do decide, I told them that I probably wouldn't be doing Blackjack today, and that it'd be mostly a rambling, chatting day, as I'm sure several of you probably have questions about my adventures at Burning Man and other things. Piss on Blackjack. Raccoons. That's funny. The raccoon thing, the trash panda, that's funny. Reminds me of a little story from Burning Man. So, I'll get into more like Burning Man tales here in a minute. But, one night, this must have been like Wednesday, because things were kind of normal. Yeah, but this was like Wednesday, because again, Burning Man was like there were 3 major phases. And by the way, let me say hi real quick. I'll tell you about Burning Man. Amir, Steve-O, Arthur Morgan, welcome, Connor. Thanks, great to have you with us, my friend. Great to be back. So like Burning Man was in 3 phases, which it always kind of is, but this time it was weird. It was like dramatically different. So like phase 1, the build, which for all intents and purposes went great. Like, we left Monday morning, stayed with our friend in Reno, arrived on Playa early Tuesday by like 10:30 in the morning. We were at the Swing City camp lot, things were already being done. There was already like 2 carports up. They had unloaded our camp's a pretty big camp, so we have like a designated trailer with like a bunch of our crap in it that gets stored. Nice, Steve-O. I think it gets stored there in Gerlach or Empire, maybe in Reno. Anyway, the point is that would have been unloaded. Like, I was like, whoa, things were looking good. Weather was a little bit hot, but it's Burning Man, whatever. So the temps were in like the upper 80s, low 90s. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So the first 4 days, crushed, way ahead of schedule. Camp looked beautiful. By Wednesday night, the camp looked like it normally does on Friday night. So we were like 2 or 3 days ahead of schedule, okay? And Burning Man is not a concert, it's more of like it's a gathering of roughly 70,000 people to create an art and music experience unlike nothing else on planet Earth. That's what Burning Man is. It's wild. And so we're crushing. And then it's not a festival. It is, but it's not. Like it says Burning Man a festival. It's not Coachella. It's not lightning in a bottle. It's nothing else you've ever done by an order of magnitude. And in fact, there's one of these things where people, we call them virgins. People, it's their first burn, and we always have a lot of virgins in the camp. And it's always funny. Some would be like, "Oh no, I've done regional burns, or I've done, Coachella or whatever festival they've done." Okay, and it's like, good. I'm glad you did that. This is another animal. And then what happened is the weekend. So you're cruising along, and like I said, we were doing great. We were ahead of schedule up till Friday. Saturday, we get hit with this insane windstorm. It wasn't the windiest it had ever been at the burn. It wasn't the windiest. But it was the longest sustained wind I've ever experienced. And it was the longest wind experience that I've ever had, with gusts up to 50, 51 was the fastest recorded at the airport. And what that did, hey, Joanna Gilbert from Sweden, lovely to see you. What's up? Hee 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 ha. Hee 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 ha ha ho. It wiped out a lot of camps. It definitely messed up our camp. And it was here that it was like the people that are kind of like, I've done festivals before, and it's like, here's where your burn begins. Not when it's all these smooth sailing hunky-dory, but like when the S hits the fan, this is what Burning Man is. And then a lot of people were like, bro. And what was good though is, unlike in the mud year was a very tough year. That's 2 years ago. Hey, Dolores. Was I scared? No, not this time at all. Wasn't scared. Yeah, I mean, that could have happened, but that wouldn't happen in our camp, and we have reasons that didn't happen to our camp. One reason is, if you camp with us, if you camp with Swing City, you have to stake down your tent with 14-inch lag screws. So you drill these things 14 inches into the ground, so that your tent can't get blown away, because people that use stakes, their tents do get blown away. Okay? So if you camp with us, you're not allowed to use stakes. You're not allowed to use rebar. You're only allowed to use 12 or 14-inch lag screws. So our camp, the tents were fine, if you will. The camp was fine. Some of our shade structure got ripped. Actually, a lot of our shade got destroyed. We had to rebuild that. And, I'm sorry, Joanna, that's a bummer. And, so, our camp kind of gets destroyed on Saturday. But like all true burners, we rebuild, right? So Sunday, we rebuilt, fixed things. We spent the day mending and patching and rebuilding. Some camps, though, straight up pulled up and left on Sunday. Some camps were destroyed by the winds on Saturday, and there was just no point in continuing in their mind. And so they just said, F this, and they just packed up all of their stuff and went home. Most of the camps tried to continue. And so Sunday we kept working, kept building. Sunday night, rain. Now, we kind of expected it. We're like, okay, rain had been in the forecast. And we're like, you know what? It could rain. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe rain will be good. Because the deep playa was horrible this year. All right. I rode out on, I think it was Saturday night, maybe? I rode out with my friend and a couple other friends, like 4 of us. We rode our bikes. Interesting, there you go. Yeah, Megan, that's very cool. So, Voodoo, good to see you, my buddy. Well, Brew. And we rode out to Deep Playa, and 3 of us had e-bike. I had an e-bike, and 2 other people had an e-bike. And my one friend, Hunter, he's just like big, jacked, like very manly, cool guy. And he had a normal mountain bike, and he very much, he prides himself on his what do you call it? Like fitness, and like not getting tired when he's pedaling. And we were out riding in Deep Playa and hitting these. They're pebbles where it's not actually water, but it's like soft, crunchy playa. And you don't want that on a bike. It's like trying to, pedal through sand. And he actually had to stop and walk his bike. Like for him, okay? And, yeah, and like, dude, it was, the playa was rough, okay? So, a lot of us, myself included, actually kind of were hoping it would rain. Be careful what you wish for. So we were kind of hoping it would rain. And it rained on Sunday. And, honestly, it was okay. The street got a little chewed up by some vehicles trying to drive on it too soon. But overall, Monday was good. And it was like, okay, because they had closed the gate down. Nobody could get into to Burning Man. It was a whole finagle. It was a whole problem. So finally, people are coming in. Members of our camp are arriving, and they're all exhausted. They've been in the car for 16 hours, waiting at the gate, waiting for the playa to dry out. And so people come in on Monday. We're like, okay, here comes Empty ASMR. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Empty. We're an Empty raid. We are discussing my Burning Man tales, and we are to the weekend. Okay, so, but thank you so much for coming and joining and bringing your family with us. MP, not empty, MP ASMR. Thank you so much, MP ASMR. MP. What should I do? I'll do a quick. This will be like the shortest name trace ever. The shortest name trace in history. We'll do this. We'll go turn this down a bit, and go up. MPASML, thank you so much for kicking it with us. Lovely to hang with us. So, doing Dorpagey, thank you so much for the 100 biddies, dear friend. Muchas gracias. I'm doing Mike, I'm doing great, thank you very much. And thank you so much for the hundo. Fist bump, my brother. Double fist bump. Quadruple fist bump. Nice. I'm a little late. You too, Emby. Thank you so much for bringing your homies. Much appreciated. Take care of yourself, darling. Go rest. Have a glass of water, a glass of wine, whatever tickles your fancy on a Thursday evening. And enjoy the rest of your evening. But thank you so much for the raid. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you had a great stream yourself. And so much love. Bye. Bye-bye. And so now Saturday, right? Rain's come. No, Sunday, sorry. The rain's hit on Sunday. And like I said, many of us were like, hey, thank you for the follow, Eddie Marie. We're like, maybe this would be great. Maybe this will smooth out the playa, and it'll be an awesome burn from here on out. But we're watching this frickin' forecast, and there's like a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday. It's like 25% chance of rain on Tuesday. And we're like, really? Like, come on, playa. Like, you gave us the wind on Saturday. You ruined a lot of people's burns with that. Fair enough. Fair play. It's Burning Man. What are you gonna do? It rained on Sunday. Okay. Fine. It's Burning Man. all good. You know, little rain, little wind, let's burn. Burning Man's like, oh no, country mouse, hold my beer. Tuesday. So Monday, it kind of felt like Burning Man. Sort of. It was still like modestly moist in places. There's still little puddles left, like little puddles. But overall, it was drying. Things were coming in, right? We're getting on track. Tuesday. It rains again. And it rains good. Hold my bottle of vodka. It rained good on Tuesday, and it just set everything back. Like, it was so funny to be like 3 days ahead on Friday, right? Like 3 days ahead of schedule. Like, our camp is crushing it. It's looking great. The tents are up. The kitchen is up and running. Everything. Our shower is built. Like, we're like, things are good to go. And then Saturday, with the wind. And then Sunday, with the rain. And then Tuesday, with one more fist of rain. And this just like ruined all the roads. So now driving around or riding your bicycle around the city where everybody's camped and stuff was god awful. Like it was just like you're on your bike, and my wife's bike, she has an e-bike, but it doesn't have any front suspension. It's just like a beach cruiser with an e-bike, right? Which is fine. But dude, on these roads, like I tried using her bike. My bike is more like a mountain bike e-bike, so it has like the front fork suspension. And I rode my wife's bike, and I was just like, cuckoo bananas. Like, bro, it was like rattling my teeth to ride in her bike. Megan asks, modestly moist. United States of Moistica. Megan says, stupid question. It's not a stupid question. How does the rig stay up after all of that? Well, the rig is just metal scaffolding, okay? And it weighs like 20,000 pounds. It's at least 10,000 pounds. Minimum 10,000 pounds. So like 5 tons. But it could be even more than that. But it's just metal pipes, right? And yeah, there is like some shade attached to it, but it, like, you know, it's just a metal scaffolding, so the wind can go through it. And what did get messed up though is we had shade going off the back of our like our rig has like 2 bays. One bay is for the rings, where you can swing from ring to ring to ring. Like, pretend like you're looking at Swing City from the street, okay? You're gonna see 2 bays in front of you. Like I said, one bay is for the rings, and those are called traveling rings, and then you can, like an American Gladiator, you can swing from ring to ring and then back, okay? The other bay is for silks, hoops, poles, leer swings, acro yoga. Okay, so that's like the other side. And off the back was this big, I mean huge. I'm talking, how big is this piece of fabric? And it's like a plastic mesh fabric that we had. Yeah, I mean it must have been 20 by 30 feet. Like, these are huge pieces of fabric, and those were lag bolted into the front of the rig. Like, or in this case, if you're looking at the rig, it'd be at the back of the rig, right? So if you're looking at me and I represent Swing City, the back has these long pieces of fabric kind of going off the back like this, right? And then long piece of fabric. And on the back here, along this back row, it was like 12, at least a dozen lag bolts, 12-inch lag screws, lag bolted in. And that whole piece of shade it was ripped from the grommets. So the wind ripped it. The lag bolts were all still in the dirt, all 12 or whatever lag bolts, but it ripped the shade off those grommets and kind of like wrapped into the rig. But it wasn't like, it was fine. The wind could get through it, right? But it just kind of like, once it had ripped out, it kind of like flooded into and kind of like wrapped itself around like the center of the rig. We fixed it, but it was, we didn't really fix it though, because it never really got completed after that. So anyway, all of this, by the way, is, no injuries, knock on wood. And there was somebody saying, Austin, how does the rig step? The eternal question. Hi, Maya, great to see you. So DMG had no suspension, got a flat every time. Oof, sorry, mate. Maya's crazy. I use an e-bike to get around most of the time, and I felt like flat tires and suspension are kind of a requirement if you want to. The fat tires help a ton. Trust me, you don't have to have fat tires, but made life a lot easier. High bike, hey bike's nice. Yeah, we definitely kind of are in the market for my bike's fine. I have a Sondor, but Megan's is a little, like I said, it's like a base model, no front suspension anyway. So, like Megan doesn't even have a throttle, which is really handy. So anyway, we'll probably get Megan a new e-bike this year. And yeah, Discord Kate, great to see you, by the way, and Cali Brand, great to see you. No injuries during the build. Yeah, it was smooth like that. Maya does a job. Yeah, the mountain e-bikes are the best, exactly. Hey, let me copy that real quick, and I'll save this for later. Hey bikes, command C. I'll throw us into a tab over on my other monitor real quick. Command V, hey bikes. And I will, oh, those are cool. I will check them out. Oh, those look really nice. Oh my gosh. End of summer sale, $1,000. Wow. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, I think a lot of e-bikes are on sale right now, post burn, because they're all like selling e-bikes going up to the burn. All right, Burning Man's over, and like whatever inventory they have left, they're like, hey, fire sale. So now is probably a good time to buy an e-bike if you're in the market, which I highly recommend. I love e-bikes. E-bikes are a game changer. I like them so much more than my Vespa scooters. So much more. Like, the problem with like the Vespas, the scooters, or any motorcycle is you forget how heavy they are. Like, real motorized bikes, scooters, mopeds, whatever, are shockingly heavy. Like, I didn't expect that to be a thing when I first was like riding around in a moped, and everything over like 35 miles an hour felt terrifyingly fast on a moped. I was just like, these little wheels. I was like, boy, this just feels super sketchy, super dangerous. An e-bike, it just, I don't know, there's something about it that it feels like I'm more in control. It's probably not true. Maybe it is. But again, that's one of the things about motorcycles, or me riding a motorcycle. I never rode a motorcycle, but a scooter. The weight makes them slow to stop. I remember I was riding home with Megan. We had bought our second moped to go with. We bought a moped from a friend of ours, fellow burner. We bought his old moped for him, basically. It's kind of like a favor. And we were like, you know what? This is kind of fun. Like, this is kind of like, okay. So we got a second one. And on the, like riding it home, like from the place, I almost rear-ended the car in front of me. Because, like, the weight of Megan behind me plus the e-bike as I was squeezing on the brakes. And this was, like, the new one. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, dude. Bro. Yeah. Surprised. Anyway. E-bikes are the way. E-bikes are the future. Enjoy an e-bike. Little beach cruise, single speed. Still, look, I rocked a single speed beach cruiser to like 7 burns out of the 9 that I've done. I've only brought an e-bike to the last 2. All the ones before that, I always just had the same beach cruiser. I still have that beach cruiser. Thing won't die. My old roommate, sponsored by e-bikes, my old roommate, Tom, my British friend from Norwich, he bought it back when we lived together in the Marina, and back when we lived together in Marina del Rey, and he moved out. He left me his e-bike, and it was just a classic, American-made Venice beach cruiser. One of the best bikes ever. Bro, I still have that bike. It won't die. And like I said, it's been through at least 6 burns. And it just fights on. It's an amazing bike. Just been to Norwich. Love the pastries. Personally, never been. Would definitely go there. And Emma, you're very welcome. That I'm helping you stay relaxed and yet, hopefully, a bit more positive. In whatever way, shape, or form we make that happen. Thank you, Emma. I'm glad. Thank you very much. And Connor, the playa had bad luck. So yeah, they're getting all the way back to the beginning of the stream. Raccoons. So, Monday night, I believe it was, we're all having a pretty good time. And we had brought a case. We brought a case of, what do you call those? The Kirkland claws. The hard seltzers. The Kirkland mix pack of hard seltzers. And we, no, Austin, no. Oh, no, my friend. No. Well, I'm schwitzing now. A bit warm in my room. I don't want to turn on the AC because it's loud, but it is getting warm. We leave this box of, like White Claw. Exactly. They're like the Kirkland brand, the Costco version of a White Claw. And we left this box out on under our little patio area. And it was just so funny. The next day, Megan come out of our tent, and we looked around, and the box had been like kind of ripped open a little bit, and a couple of our White Claws had been surreptitiously taken, which was fine. It didn't matter, I swear. But I just love how in the morning Megan looks at the ripped open box, and she just looks out to the camp like in general and just goes, "Raccoons!" Raccoons! I don't know why that cracked me up as much as it did. It was a box. It did, but it was just hilarious. Like, her just looking into the thing. Raccoons! Cracked me up much more than it should have. So, OG Kush was great to see you, bro. Great to see you, man. And so yeah, Trash Panda's Raccoon. That was funny, man. So that was Tuesday, and then like I said, no, that was Monday. Then Tuesday, it rained again. It was just like, are you kidding me? Luckily, by Doofenschmidt, she said it. she said it just like I said it. Raccoons. Nadia. Thank you so much, Nadia. I appreciate it. I really like doing voices and impersonations and stuff. I'm glad you enjoy them. Thank you so much, Nadia. I appreciate it. Oh, another fun thing happened. Randomly, for the first time, I was noticed in public. It was really funny. There's this guy in our camp, Massimo, Italian chap, and like we were sitting there. Folks as badges. Raccoons are cuter though. But he comes up to me and goes, "Are you ASMR Jeremiah?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, I've been a fan of yours for, many years. I've been following you for like the last 2 or 3 years." And I was like, "Dude, that's really," I was like, "Thanks, man." So yeah, I had my first like public fan sighting. So that was kind of neat. Kind of a neat little experience to happen where it's like, oh, wow, somebody actually recognized me for my silly little channel on YouTube. My little corner of the woods. Thank you, Amaya. Austria. It feels like OnlyFans. Well, Assassin, Assassin, that's an interesting question. First in the wild encounter exactly a Discord key. Assassin asks, what do I think about ASMR being sexualized? I don't. I don't really. It's not. Look, I'm not gonna yuck somebody's yum. It's not what I want to do. Okay, I am 1,000,000% aware that humans, you and me, we are sexual beings. We like to be titillated, okay? We like to flirt. It's fun. We like to be attracted to people. We like having crushes on people. We like being like, ooh, ooh. Everybody likes that, okay? To what degree you do it, whatever, Some people go very full, like that's what they're doing. Some people are kind of in the middle. I kind of like waft that line a little bit. I mean, obviously I don't make like overtly sexual content. However, you could definitely argue it's like, Jared might have done like some dominant content, like, whatever, man. My point is, it's a big world out there. My point, all I'm saying is, it's a big world, and there's a big enough pie for everybody. And if I'm not your cup of tea, great. Find somebody that is. If you happen to enjoy my whatever it is that I do, great. I love that. But if you don't, totally cool. There's a, what's the saying? There's a, for every crooked thing, there's a crooked fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry. You gotta go. Thanks, DMG. Sweet dreams, man. Appreciate you being here. So I'm just not gonna worry that there's a lot of sexualized ASMR content out there, because there always has been. I mean, maybe not in the first couple of years, but back when I began, back in 2020, there was a ton of, sexualized ASMR content. I don't think it's going anywhere, and it's just not generally what I am into. But if that's your thing, have fun. Megan, how did you do Monday Night with Fantasy Football? And did you hear about Shiloh Sanders? Don't know about Shiloh Sanders. I had a rough week last week. Very curious what's going to happen tonight, or this week in general. I got Yahoo Fantasy gave me the best draft score. I got an A+. I had an A+ on my draft score, and I lost last week because my wideouts were terrible. A.J. Brown did nothing. And it was my other wideout at Cincinnati. What's his name? Higgins? What's my other wideout's name? Doink. Oh yeah, T. Higgins. T. Higgins did nothing, and A.J. Brown did nothing. So we'll see what they do this time. Fingers crossed. You never know. Shiloh signed with the Bucks, and preseason game against the Colts, and he hauled off and punched Zach Davis. I didn't hear about that. That's hilarious. A dude makes it to the NFL, Shiloh Sanders, preseason, punches another person, and is no longer the NFL. Well, never underestimate people's ability to self-sabotage and do stupid things. It's a gift we all have. Some of us are more successful than others. Somebody says, did I catch the new season of Always Sunny? I've seen parts of it, Connor. In general, I'm a big Always Sunny fan. I've seen a lot of Always Sunny. Not all of it. I've seen most of it. I have not seen much of the new season yet. I'm like a couple episodes here and there, though. And somebody else also asked me about who's playing tonight. Thursday. Who's playing in the Thursday night game? That's all Sunday. Green Bay and Washington. Ooh. I don't know. I'm rooting for Green Bay over the Commanders. But look, man, the Commanders are having a heck of a comeback. Like, I don't know. They had a rough start last season. They finished really strong, made it to the playoffs. I mean, I could see them. I don't know. I'll be rooting for Green Bay in tonight's game, but excuse me. I don't know who's going to win that. I really don't. The Packers are favored. They're playing at wunderschön guten Abend aus Deutschland. Vielen Dank. Let's see, they're playing at Commanders, so that doesn't help. They're playing at Lambeau. You know, they're going to be at the Commanders. No, I think they said they're playing at. Let me trust but verify real quick. Green Bay. Are they playing at? Anyway. Unsure. It is at Green Bay. Never mind. So, man, that'll help. So, I don't know. Playing at Lambeau. Yeah, I figure they have a chance. And Connor have to hit the hay. Same time next week, though. Yeah, exactly, Connor. Thursdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. It's only 2:40, but I went by relatively slowly in the first 40 minutes. Although, I don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Either way, sweet dreams. Hey there, Christian Sanchez. And yeah. So, anyway. It was an even-paced 40 minutes. So I guess that does beg the question. Well, never mind, there we go, some more questions. No more questions. I'll just maybe go on to do some blackjack or something. But Assassin asks, what's something you still hope to experience in life? Having a family. more traveling. But yeah, I think the main one would be a fascinating journey. Would be having a family, being a dad. So we'll see. You know, life's a funny silly little sausage, isn't it? Though sometimes one never knows. The 100. You know what, Killian? I did it already. I threw it up on for my patrons. It's not a big deal. I have a silver play button. I don't know. I just didn't bother doing like an unboxing for it because I'm weird. Okay, I am like I don't like. I'm not an anti-celebrator, but it's an old weird defense mechanism that I have, which when I was a kid, I would get really excited about doing like a certain vacation. Like I really want to go to Disney World, for example, when I was a little kid, you know, in the 80s, early 90s. I really wanted to go to Epcot Center, and I wanted to see the dinosaurs, and I really wanted to go to Disney World. And no, she didn't actually. She didn't open. I did. And I have a picture of it. Did I even film it? I don't know. I forget. I think I even filmed it. It was just silly, but whatever. Nobody cares. But I shouldn't say that. That's my story. That's my story. Let me explain why that's my story right now. So when I would get very excited about like wanted to go on a trip or wanted to go do a thing. And one year, my dad was like, "Yes, we're fair enough, Megan, fair enough. We're gonna go to Disney World next summer." And I was just like, "I'm gonna finally get to go to Disney World next summer." I was so excited. And next summer. And we didn't go to Disneyland, didn't go to Disney World, and it was just like, no, it's not going to happen. I know I said I would, but it was not. And so I started teaching myself not to get excited about things, because that is where major disappointment comes from. So don't get too excited about life, because you're going to be disappointed anyway. So there's just no point in getting overly excited. So what's up, Rob? So I built up a defense mechanism where I didn't celebrate birthdays for a while, like in my 20s and 30s. I was like, nope. All that is an excuse to be set up and let down and sad and depressed. Don't worry about your birthday. Nobody cares. Don't I didn't go to my high school graduation. I was like, I don't even care. Who cares about high school graduation? I didn't go to I'm such a curmudgeon somehow in some ways. My thing was like, and as an actor, like you just, it's nothing but rejection. So like, even when I got called back quite a bit, but I wouldn't get excited about getting a call back, because it's like, don't get excited about, you haven't booked yet. Like, don't get excited. You haven't done anything yet. Anyway, so that's how I've lived my life for a long time, and I'm not sure that's good. I remember being very jealous of a friend of mine, Jessica. She actually kind of became a semi-famous actor. She was on one of those cop TV shows, cop drama TV shows. I forget what it was called. Like, anyway, she was on a show. You know, like she made it. But, you know, I'm talking back when she was a server and I was a bartender. I remember she would be so excited for life. Like, she would get incredibly excited about things. And I remember just being like, in a way, jealous. It's like, you experience so much joy through just, like, being you and, like, excitement about things. And it's like, this is so exciting. And I'm just, like, stoic. And, yeah, I'm not saying it's good to be like me. I was definitely envious of, others' abilities to celebrate themselves. I'm going to sneeze. Am I going to sneeze? Oh, it's right there. Anyway. Okay. I'm ready to turn off my mics real quick. Anyway. And I was always very jealous of other people's ability. Oh, and I remember asking her about my, like, birthdays. And I remember it said, like, it's like, dude, I've heard there are people that celebrate their whole birthday week. And she was like, oh my God, yeah. I celebrate my whole birthday week. And I was just like, you celebrate your whole week of birthday? What? Like, and I remember just being like, why not, man? Why not? Exactly, Megan. I get it, dude. Why not? Who cares? You know? Boy, this is a short life. We got a short little life, homies. It's a short one. You blink and you're 40. I'm gonna blink and be 80. I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna be 80 years old. and I'll tell you what I'm not gonna be upset about. I will not regret the days I celebrated. I will not regret those days that I celebrated. I won't. I'm not going to regret them. So, anyway, celebrate yourselves. Be happy. Go celebrate. Rob's ASMR. I'm a filmmaker, and doing ASMR is a hobby. I love finding ASMR artists with stories in the industry. How long have you been acting? Well, Rob, as a YouTube question, began my acting career in my first play in 1996 as a sophomore in high school when I was 15. And maybe I was just turned 16. Eventually, I went to college in Seattle. After graduating, I did my first feature film, voiceover commercials. And this is circa 2003, 2004. And then I moved to Los Angeles in September of 2005 when I was 24 years old, turning 25 the next month. And hey JC, great to see you. And I, put my nose to the stone as an actor from 2006 to 2014. I was in it. I was doing, I was in an acting class, I was studying with Tom Todoroff. I was doing showcases. I did two Cricket Feet showcases. One, me and my acting partner actually won the showcase, one of the showcases we did, I was like hustling to get an agent, got an agent. Eventually, when SAG and AFTRA merged into the union, I like got my way into the union. So I'm a member of SAG and AFTRA. But like 99.9% of all actors just never hit. Never hit. And at least in the traditional sense of like, please ma'am, please sir, please mum, can I have a job? Please, please mum, please sir, can I have a job? YouTube. So, YouTube in 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, I start doing this channel, and I had never heard of nor seen roleplay ASMR. Never heard of it. Didn't know it was a thing. I never heard of like Dr. ASMR or like it just wasn't in my wheelhouse. I was like, I was not, and am still not. Was not, and am still not. Thank you, Donny Clown. A consumer of ASMR. I watch my friends a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. Like JoJo, Ryan, JoJo ASMR, the ASMR Ryan, Fred's Voice, Cat Bailey, who else are my friends? Articulate Design, Atlas, like my guy homies. Like I'll watch them. Atlas doesn't make movies anymore, but like a little bit, okay. But I don't consume it. So anyway, along like 6 months into my ASMR journey, maybe not even like 3 or 4 months, somebody's like, you should do doctor role plays. And I was like, wait, what do you mean a doctor role play? Even though I'm an actor and like I'm definitely a theater nerd, okay? The musicals, operettas, plays, I've been there and done that. I was a dance major. I've been in dance productions. Like I've done the theater thing, man. Okay. In spite of that, I was never into cosplay. Like cosplay just never. It was just never my thing. For whatever reason, it was just never my thing. And so then all of a sudden, it's like, now this is the thing you'd be really good at on YouTube. Is like cosplay. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Let me try this out, And then I started doing a doctor vid, and then Atlas came along and was like, why am I want you to do this role of like Teddy Quid? I'm trying to do Atlas is super deep, but he's like got a Kiwi British accent. Atlas ASMR. It's hard to do because he has such a weird accent. It's hard to do an impression of him. He came back from kickboxing. Imagine without kickboxing, I'll do it, bro. And anyway, he's like, I want you to be Teddy Quid. And I was like, Teddy. And so then I started doing like the whole like Jason Statham thing. It's like, all right, if I'm gonna be Teddy Quid, who am I gonna emulate? And it was like, I will do my best Jason Statham impersonation and focus on doing that and just being like that proper like Guy Ritchie sort of, yeah, Jason Statham, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, kind of gangster, kind of person. And there's so many great lines like in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. That opening line is like sitting there and he's like, well, F me, you could choke a dozen donkeys on that. He's talking about this like big wad of cash from Nick the Greek. Well, F me, you've been holding out on me. You could choke a dozen donkeys on that. It's an amazing statement. So I just became a fan of like British things. And then other role plays followed. Eventually, of course, I figured out that I wanted to do the Joker. And I really like doing the Joker. Joker, and then along came Edna Mode, you know, out of nowhere. And then Edna Mode just kind of like took over, and she's fun. So there you go. Let's see. Knotheads, long time no see. Hi, Naras. It's been like 3 weeks. Mackenzie. Thank you, Mackenzie. Too kind. I want to start YouTube, but don't know how to use it or to make money. I can help you out with that a little bit. Killian Krogstad, Fred the Goat. I love Fred. He's a super nice guy. Rob, fantastic British accent. Thanks for sharing a story. I'm in a similar boat job where I just graduated from my film degree and going full-time freelance. I'd love to make ASMR videos full-time. I feel you, man. So well done. And might be my spirit animal. You invited her. Thank you. Killian, the Joker makeup is, it's a bit of a pain, but it's not that bad because what I do is I try to kind of put it on neat, and then I splooch it off. I like take like a wet, like clumped up wet paper towel and like take it off a little because I want it to look, you know, kind of like the Joker. I don't want it to be like Jack Nicholson where it's like this perfect in the line, you know, like this is just a millennial thing. I'm such a freaking millennial. And it's like Heath Ledger's Joker, like, for people my age, was a revelation. It was such a different Bat Joker than any other Joker in history. And it was so raw and, like, weirdly believable. You know, there was something like, there's a sociopathy of him. You almost believe that he could dress like that and just like get away with it. It was surreal and like crazy, but it was like somehow grounded in reality. Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker was just incredible. And so, but it was messy, you know. And so that's kind of what I do. I put it on, and then I like sploot it off. You know, that's how you get that kind of like, messy, like, vibe. But yeah, that's how. I did put a tutorial behind my paywall, so if you do want to see it, you can see me putting on the Joker makeup. It's on my Patreon. If you care. I thought maybe people cared. I think like 30 people watched it. So it's like, whatever. Did I know that Heath put on his own? Well, there you go. See, me either. I literally put it on with I'll use paper towel as the tool that I'll use. So other than that, I'm just using my own hands and fingers and putting it on. So I guess me and Heath had a similar idea. Well, thank you, because I feel like anyone can stand at a mic and make sounds and noises. They're different, you know? I mean, you know, I love what Zeitgeist does. I like what JoJo does, you know? We're just different. I wouldn't want to do what Zeitgeist does. I like doing what I'm doing. I like doing the characters and stuff. Yeah. And thank you, Dolores. JC, Megan, and the Goose are good. I don't one for 2 weeks. I just watched The Dark Knight, and they're seeing Ledger and the Joker. He is his own thing. You just watched The Dark Knight, bro. Well, congratulations. So good, right? Mackenzie. I grew up in Ohio. So Ohio, and then I moved to Seattle, went to college in Seattle, and then been in LA since 2005. Edna Blackjack. How you doing, another Edna Blackjack? Yeah, she's fun. Collab with JoJo, possibly. I know that, I haven't collabed in a long time. I saw it again 2 days. Okay, I'm like, voodoo, what? Okay, that makes sense. Well, I mean, there's an argument to be said that the Joker may have been kind of what killed him. I mean, yeah. I will say this as an actor, it's weird, man. Bane's interesting, but I'm not as interested in Bane. I will tell you this, though, as an actor. When I'm really vulnerable, or when you're doing let's just say, a dark scene, it's hard not to kind of go there, and because you kind of got to, like, when I've had like massive like breakdowns in acting scenes of mine where I have to be, incredibly vulnerable, or like one time I played a veteran with PTSD, and there's times when when actors are there's times when actors do these very vulnerable moments, okay? And for me, I just kind of go there, so it's exhausting, and it is kind of like sad, and like it can be depressing to be in that space. And it sounds like Heath really kind of went there. So did Jim Carrey when he played Andy Kaufman. Like, he really went there for a while, and I don't know if that's good or bad. It can definitely mess with you as a human, though, to go to those dark places for extended periods of time. It can mess with you, and I think it sounded like it really kind of messed with Heath in a horribly tragic way. Boy, I have to watch that again, Voodoo. I haven't seen that in a minute. Maybe I'll have to maybe I'll have to do that. Alright, there you go. Yeah, maybe Wall Street kind of messed up Charlie Sheen. I don't know. It's possible. And yeah, human psyche. Yeah. And being an actor is such a weird thing. Yes, you're a professional human being. It's weird. It's a strange thing to do. Yeah, and then be believable at it. And the problem is, like I said, when you're doing when I'm doing like a heavy scene, I'm like weeping. I'm crying for real, man. If I'm breaking down, I'm genuinely breaking down. And you only get a couple of those takes, and then your gas tank is empty, and you're just exhausted. I'm exhausted after a breakdown scene. I feel like I've gone through the racking sobs for real, because I did. So it's weird. You do have to feel the feels, man. If you're gonna be a professional actor, you gotta feel the feels. You can't fake it. Otherwise people go like, oh, that was terrible acting. You basically, Megan, you gotta be really there along for the ride of the scene. Yeah, or it won't be believable. Actors say the scariest things when you can't pull yourself out and you catch yourself in I can imagine. I've never done that, Voodoo. I've never been cast as a character for that long, so I unsure, but I can definitely imagine that being a thing, 100%. J Quisitor, do you prefer doing Helmet or Edna videos? I like them both. At this moment, I'm gonna give Edna the nod because Edna is, again, I like playing characters that are not me, and like Helmut is more like me. Helmut is more, thanks, Kat. Thank you so much. Have a great rehearsal. Take care. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Oh crap, what was I gonna say? Thanks, LB. I appreciate it, man. Oh, Edna or Helmut, that's what I was talking about. Helmut is more like me. He is expressive. Helmut is a little more flamboyant than I am. A little more sexually ambiguous than I am, for sure. Helmut is, but he's a kind, ultimately, like, Helmut is a lot more like me. The Joker is so fun because he's a total sociopath. So it's really fun to play a character like, what if I didn't care how you felt? Because I care so much how you think, how you feel. I mean that. I want you, I'm talking directly to you right now, humans out there watching, I want you to be happy. I want you to have a wonderful life. I don't want anybody to feel fear, and I know this, I'm being idealistic, but I don't want any humans. I don't want you to feel fear, anxiety, sadness, right? I don't want that in my real life. Jeremiah doesn't like that. Me. The Joker does not care how you feel. And that is fascinating. So when I'm playing a character and I just go like, I do not care. I don't care how you feel. Because I know it's in the Joker's mind, right? It's all a game. Everything, it doesn't matter whether I do this thing or that thing. We're just in this little blue marble spinning through space at 300,000 miles per hour or whatever it is. An insane number. It doesn't matter. You can't even really comprehend how fast you're going anyway, so enjoy the pretending. But nothing matters. And so I just go through these. I just do things. There's no point. It doesn't matter. I just do things. I just exist in the world, and your personal experiences, whatever. And I don't care. I don't care what your experience is. I cannot impress this upon you enough. I don't care. And man, as an actor, oof, that's fascinating to play with, because it's the opposite of me, right? And Edna mode is somewhere in the middle, where she's not a sociopath, but she has a very strong character, darling. Like, she knows what she wants. This is a woman who takes no guff, okay? This is a woman who has been there and done that and lived in a man's world and taken them down a peg, okay? Let me tell you, at Edna mode, she takes no crap from anybody. And how do you not love that? How do you not love, like, just being like a bossy, dominant, like, my God, this is incredible. What have you done, darling? This is amazing. This is the worst thing ever. Everything is like, with Edna mode, everything is like a 10, at all times. So that makes her very fun to play. Oh yeah, voodoo again, but that's what I'm talking about. What's up, Reeb? Like that scene. Like, you can't threaten me. All your anger and all your strength won't save her. It doesn't matter. To think of life in those terms would just be so fascinating. A rude Englishman, similar but different. Well, geez, I am in Hollywood. I literally live in Los Angeles. Hollywood doesn't want me. No, that's what's so fun. Where it's like, the reality is, 99.9% of actors don't make it. Okay, this is reality. And I'm doing it my own way through YouTube, through you all, which is amazing. What a neat thing that I get to do, where I get to play as characters, and some are dark and silly, and some are sweet and soft and warm and gentle, and others are creepy. And I get to do all these crazy weird things. And not all of you like everything that I do, of course. It'd be weird if you did. And I have different audiences, right? I have there's the Blackjack bro audience, and they like the Blackjack stuff. I'm about to make a Blackjack video soon, probably next week. I have it all set up, and I'll probably make a Blackjack video. Maybe an Edna mode Blackjack, I don't know, we'll see. And then there's my people that love my Edna mode content, or love my Helmut content, or love the Dad Tucks You In content, or love my Joker interrogation content, right? So I have these different audiences that like very different things that I do. Some love the meditations. And what's interesting is some of my, that's cool, Killian, Krogstad. It's funny how some of my biggest patrons do not like my Edna mode or Joker content, and they're my biggest patrons, and they don't like it. So no, I don't even watch your Edna mode stuff. That's not why I like watching you. So it's just fascinating, and it's neat that I have this crazy audience that's just that you all are you like different bits. This piece of Jeremiah here, or this piece of Jeremiah there. What? A little piece of Jeremiah there. What? That one right there. Yeah, it's interesting to have these different perspectives and these different audiences is the best way I can describe it. So thank you. Appreciate you. Connor asked, do I have any plans for any more Taylor role plays? Oh, of course. Megan, they're an acquired taste. Of course, I just did a tailoring RP 2 weeks ago. I could do another one. I just did the Joker Measures You. I just did one. But, yes, more are gonna come. I like doing tailoring RPs. They're fun. Moonflower. Hello. Back at you, Moonflower. Wait, I think Edna was a completely new character that pushed you crazy. Killian, am I wrong? No, I mean, she's a new character. Pushed me crazy? No. She just popped. I mean, the thing that was funny about Edna Mode, is I bought the glasses and the wig on Amazon, and I was like, whatever, this will be a fun character. Whatever. I really wasn't freaking out about it. I was like, yeah, whatever, we'll see what happens. And I did, you know, Edna mode measures you, and it blew up. Like, it was like #1. Like, I was like, wait, what? Edna mode, me doing Edna. I didn't even shave my beard all the way up. I was like, I'm not shaving. I don't like shaving. I'll trim it. I'm gonna leave a little stubble. I don't even care. Like, whatever. This doesn't matter. I don't care. And it blew up. And I was just like, what? A pop of color. Fair enough. I've not really thought about her outfit much. I've always worn basically the same thing for most of it, because I also don't want to get into like option paralysis, which is a real thing, where it's like, you know, what do I wear? And you can just stand there and stare at your closet for like, sup Reese? Good to see you, bro. You know, you can just stand there and stare at your closet for like 20 minutes, just going like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You know what I mean? Like, you can just like, option paralysis is real. So yeah. But yeah, I guess I probably should invest in something else for Edna mode. But she is a very black, gray, and blue kind of a person. Like, that's her definitely, her wardrobe is black, grays, and blues. But anyway, food for thought. Food for thought. Just no capes. All that matters. No capes, darling. Keep your dirty capes to yourselves. Edna mode tucks you in. I can do that. Edna mode tucks you in. That'd be funny, actually. Yeah, that'd be funny. Megan, you mind throwing that one up on the thing? Edna mode tucks you in. I think it might even be up there on the video suggestions. But that's kind of a funny one. I can see kind of Edna mode just taking the piss as she's like tucking you in. Exactly, Discord Kate. But for real, like, Einstein famously had like 5 suits of the exact same suit, because he just didn't want to waste his time in the morning like wondering what to wear. It's like, nope, I wear this, I put this on. It's just one less thing to think about. Killian, I mean, it was random on my 11 p.m. Yeah. Or you for you page at 11 p.m. And I was like, why not? That's awesome, Killian. Well, welcome to the S show. I like your Scotch whiskey tasting video. I have it on my homepage one day. That's so funny, Brandon. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that, you know. But that's, again, I have a weird audience for that reason. And like Halcyonic over here. Thank you, Megan. Like Halcyonic is saying over here on YouTube. They're like, they love listening to Edna and Helmut, right? While doing like a work project. Without them, I would have gone crazy. So, well, thank you, Halcyonic. So you have those people, right? Like you, nothing wrong with that, by the way. Love that. And then, like I said, you have like my OGs who are like, I don't like your Edna content. I miss doing the meditations. I like doing Dad Tucks You In. These other videos, you know. This is funny to me. So yeah. But then like Brandon, like you know, I did a whiskey tasting video, and you're like, I like this guy. I like this whiskey tasting thing he's doing. Okay, I need to do another one. I just need to go out and buy a bunch of whiskey. Oh no, I have to go out and buy a ton of whiskey for a video, and maybe even do a tax write-off because I had to buy it for the video. I mean, I didn't want to drink all this whiskey. I don't want to drink all the whiskey. I have to. For you. I have to drink this whiskey. I don't want to drink this whiskey. This delicious whiskey. No, I'm drinking it for you people. Just remember that. I'm getting drunk for you. Fair enough, Megan. Just a little pop of color. Schitt's Creek, it's a write-off, but who writes it off? It's a write-off. But who writes it off? Dad, or therapy video talking about empathy. Yeah, Kate. Yeah. Yeah, Megan, do me a favor. Put something involving, I don't know. I really try to avoid the politics stuff, but something in the world of empathy. Either dad or therapy. Dad tucks you in, therapy. Something around the world of empathy. Yeah, that might be useful. Thank you, Discord Kate. That's a good suggestion. Brandon, but I like the end of content too. It's all great. Well, thank you, Brandon. I'm glad that you came for the scotch, but you stayed for Edna mode, darling. That is a wonderful thing. You found me because this guy manly ASMR scotch drinker. All right, let's do this, darling. What are you doing? Come. Sit. That's hilarious, man. Antonia, darling, thank you so much for all your videos. I was wondering if you write a script at all, or is it all improvised? It's yeah, I don't write scripts. It's I meditate on what I want to do, the direction I want to go, and then I improvise. I find it's just much more natural. Scripts are rough. It's hard to write a script and do it and have it feel natural and organic. Yeah. Interesting, Reese. Empathy. A friend is going through. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, a friend is going through something. Maybe a counselor. Maybe a school guidance counselor. Maybe that's one. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a school guidance counselor talking to you about, end up having a discussion about human behavior and the dangers of falling into tribalism. I could see that. Yeah, something along those lines. I like that, Reese. Yeah, something along those lines. Maybe like a school guidance counselor, and because you got into a fight with somebody, and I come at it from an oblique angle like that. That could be good, actually. Yeah, thanks, Megan. Yeah, put that idea down. That might actually be a good one. I gotta be delicate, but I think I can do that. I think I can thread that needle. Anyway, and thank you, Antonia. Killian, why speaks Helmut German? Was it random? This about Helmut? I mean, he really likes to talk about love. Oh, so Helmut, I just thought of for Helmut being German, I loved remember the Saturday Night Live. So Michael Myers did the sprockets, little German sprockets, and they're wearing the black turtlenecks. And I thought, boy, there's something really fun about a German accent. You can go many ways with it, especially a modern German accent. And I just thought, boy, this is a fun, kind of weirdly ambiguous, some can be very flamboyant, other times you can be very grounded character that is Helmut. So I forget why exactly, but yeah, that's. But again, Helmut is very much like me. Helmut is very much he wants everybody to find love and connection, which I do. I want everybody. I want you, and even you, to experience. Love and connection. I really do. Like, it's my highest goal, is that I help people find love and connection. That's my mission. The more people that I help feel and find and experience love, connection, acceptance, the more people that I cause to have that experience. Somebody just came up to our door, which of course, when, dogs, when somebody comes to your door, dogs are like, who's there? Whose house? My house. So somebody's, I forget, they're selling something. And Lucy was like, letting them know whose house it was. Lucy letting them know whose house it was. Shh. So, yeah, what did I miss off? Nice friendly way, maybe Ghostface cuts your hair too much. I don't even know who Ghostface is, Reese. Ghostface cuts your hair. I mean, I don't know. Megan. Just throw that one up there too. Ghostface cuts your hair? Sure, why not? I don't know who that is. I'll have to look into that. It might be fun. I don't know. But I could also do like Beetlejuice. I'll do that too. Scissors Trim, I've been a fan. Content. Thank you, Scissors11. I really appreciate it. Hi there, Cherry Blossoms. It was an interesting burn. It was good. It was a little incomplete. I actually very much enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed I very much enjoyed the experience. And it felt too short because of the weird weather. I only got to do Burning Man on Wednesday and Thursday and half of Friday because we couldn't stay up late on Friday night because we woke up early, 7 a.m. Saturday morning to pack up and leave. So I only got to do Burning Man 2 nights, which was not enough. It was not enough Burning Man for me. I wanted to do more. There's some goose at the one. The bad guy from Scream. That's Ghostface. Wait, what? Was the food good at Burning Man? The food was incredible. We eat like kings. Well, we're gonna do that, I think, next year, Megan. Where she asked YouTube, Megan asked, why don't you stay and watch the man and the temple burn? Great question. Oftentimes, we have work the week after the burn. I've literally, in the past, not recently, but in the past, gone from the playa on Saturday or Sunday, and then Tuesday morning, been in a classroom teaching, and that is jarring. I don't recommend it. Yeah, so, but the last couple of times, to answer your question, we had like a wedding to go to last year, or like a family reunion the year before, that weekend after the burn, and like it the bottom line is, though, Megan, is that I think next year we're committing to doing bell to bell, where the full 2 weeks, where we show up on Tuesday before the burn, we build, we do the burn, we stay all the way through the temple burn on Sunday, and then we break down on Monday and leave on Tuesday. So the full 2 week bell to bell. And next year, I think Megan, Corey, and myself were all very much like, yeah, like we did not get the full burn because we had to leave early. Yeah. So anyway, next year, when we don't do this again, it's our camp motto. When we don't do this again next year, what would you do differently? What would have been my favorite type of video to film? Probably the Joker. I also like doing blackjack videos a lot because I enjoy dealing cards. Again, I don't gamble in my real life. I'm not a gambler at all. But I like being a dealer. It's fun to be a dealer. Yeah. I love playing the Joker. The Joker's great. So is Edna Mode, though. I don't know, those two are my favorite characters, probably. Doing their camp. Little Mav and helping the webcast crew. I don't know, Megan. You might really enjoy it. Oh, yeah, thanks, sisters. Yeah, they're fun, you know. But what I like about the blackjack videos, too, is, again, you know, people have accused me of, like, stacking the deck or whatever. The Bible's pretty clear about that. No. Family Guy. The Bible's pretty clear about that. Isn't great. Oh, Family Guy's so good. Anyway. But it's always a random. I don't stack my decks, so I'm just reacting to what's happening with you. So yeah, makes it kind of fun. Mars, it's midnight in your country, so you're 8.5 hours ahead. So you're probably, Mars, are you in like? I don't think you're in Spain. You know, farther, are you in Turkey? Greece? I think you're a little farther to the east. But anyway. Way to burn the midnight oil. 4 years and 20 days. 4 years, 4 months and 20 days. Oh, you're in England. Never mind. nice. Oh no, there's somebody else up on YouTube named Narges, and is saying it's midnight in my country. I don't think it's midnight in England at the moment. It should be 11:30, 11:35. You guys are 8 hours ahead. But that'd be interesting, yeah. I mean, look, Iran. Oh, nice, Narges. Well, shout out to all the homies in Iran. Wow, how many people do I have watching in Iran? That's so cool, man. And again, what a weird thing. I have literally people watching this stream. I have you watching in Iran. I've got a bunch of people watching from America. I've got a bunch of people watching from the UK. I'm sure I have people here watching who are German, French, Dutch, Danish, Finnish. Like, it's just neat. Italian. Australia. Got a couple Australians watching. Shout out to all my Australians, Voodoo, and everybody else. It's wild. I feel very, very, very blessed to have such a unique, worldwide audience. I have Mexico, Taco Man, representing. Great to have you, my Mexican homies. Yeah. Sil might be looking, one never knows. Shout out to our old friend, Sil. Amen, scissors. You gotta resist that. That's the thing. It is human nature. Our instincts are... I'm Hawaiian, half Mexican. Nice, cherry blossoms. Awesome. Our human instincts, sadly, are tribal. And it's for very good reason. Because for most of human history, the vast majority of human history, hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, we lived in small little tribal groups of 100 people. And if you were excommunicated or banished from your tribe, the reason we have this insane fear of public speaking is because deep inside our brains, way in amygdala, base instinct level in your brain and mine, if you were ostracized from your tribe, it basically meant certain death. If you were alone out in the wild and you came across another human and their tribe, it wasn't good. You were probably gonna be murdered or be made a slave. That was kind of what your fate was going to be. So humans are insanely good at othering. It's we're so good at it, and dehumanizing. And the only people that matter are my tribe, my people. We're the good guys. You're all the baddies. You don't deserve anything. We're the goodies. You guys are all the worst, and we're the best. And nothing we do is bad. Everything you do is wrong. It's just a human thing, man. And we have to resist it and fight that base level instinct and realize that we all have so much more in common. That we have so much humanity and love to share and joy, but you have to fight. You gotta fight that ugly human desire to other people. And you just gotta fight it, because it doesn't do any good. And it's just what people do. It's hilarious. Watch any game show on Top Chef, okay? I love watching Top Chef. Oh, Switzerland is represented. Nice, Kilian Krogstad. My wife is Swiss. Like half Swiss. Maybe she's 50%. Yeah. Her grandmother was Swiss. I think she's like a quarter Swiss. But yeah, in the end, like, you gotta resist the urge to other people, and instead focus on finding common ground, focus on finding connection, and the things that you can agree on. Otherwise, otherwise it just falls apart, and you end up falling into base human instincts, which is, at our base level, fear and violence. Because it was just hundreds of thousands of years of evolution have told you that it's a mean world out there, and people that are not in your tribe are not to be trusted. So you have to fight and resist that 100, 200, 300,000 years of evolution telling you that. We have to resist that and say, I know why you think that, brain. I know why you think that. We don't have to do that anymore. I know why you do. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. I get why you do it. We don't have to do that anymore. We can level up. At least that's the hope. This is the plan. This is the dream. Fingers crossed. Well, yeah, taco, man, but that's just, I forget what it is. It's about 1 in 20 people, something like that. It's shockingly high. It's like 1 in 20 people are sociopaths. 1 in 20. So if you have like 100 people, 5 of them probably literally don't care about you at all. At all. Okay? That's what sociopathy is. You literally don't care how other people feel. And it's like 1 in 20 people, which is kind of shockingly high. Okay? And by the way, like, every single president is a sociopath. You can't, every single world leader is a sociopath. You can't be that person and not be, because you have to make decisions that will lead to the deaths of, at minimum, hundreds, likely thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands of people. You're going to make choices that do that. And I think the only way to do that is to kind of be a sociopath. Like, you can't, there's a part of you that just can't care, right? So it's not uncommon. It can be useful, but it is weird that, yeah, 1 out of 20 people do not care about your experience at all. At all. It's weird, because I care deeply. I care so much. I think the opposite. And I forget what the other one is too. It's like, how many people, it's a non-insignificant number, do not have an inner monologue? Like, what? Like, there are people that literally don't have the angel and devil on their shoulders. Like, there are people that, like, literally don't have an interior dialogue. And it's not insignificant. It's like, what? So, yeah. What's IBS? I'm not sure what IBSC stands for. Oh my gosh. Kate. Speaking of epic people. Thanks, Kate. Harlan, just turned 27, any advice for me? Yeah, actually, I'm going to come back to that, actually, yeah. If you could impersonate any Disney, first of all, Kate, you're just... Oh, yeah, that itty-bitty, shitty-committee. Yeah, apparently not. Discord, Kate. Apparently some people don't have that, which is wild. But Kate, come here. I appreciate you so much. Hope you're doing great. You're doing good. Thanks, Kate. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, Kate. On YouTube, what am I freaking out about? One of our incredible patrons, Nurse Kate, just gifted 10 subs, which is just incredibly generous. Oh, yeah, I can turn the rain off. It's just incredibly generous. Thank you, Kate. You're the best. And so, let's see here. Let me answer a couple questions on YouTube here. So, Nadia says, if you could impersonate any Disney character, Disney villain, who would you choose? There's so many good ones. Ursula from The Little Mermaid, she's great. Ursula from The Little Mermaid is awesome. Jafar from Aladdin's pretty good. Who else? I've already done Cruella. Cruella's a fun one. I like doing Cruella. What other Disney villains would I want to do? I don't know, that's a good question. And let's see. Oh yeah, Harlan. Just turned 27. Any advice for me? Yes, Harlan. Harlan. I need you to look at me. Okay, buddy. Alright. Here's my advice to you. Here's what I've learned at the ripe age of 44. My 27-year-old self, I'd be like Jeremiah. You're way better looking than you think you are, okay? Don't worry so much about your looks, okay? Don't worry about it. Nobody cares. Just, you're a good-looking guy. You don't gotta worry about it. You don't gotta be so mean to yourself, okay? In 10 years, you're gonna look back at these photographs and you go, son of a bitch, I looked pretty good back then. What was I so worried about? And then 10 years later, when you're 47, you're really going to look at those pictures when you're 27 and go, what was I so frickin' upset about? I was 27 years old. I didn't have back pain. I didn't have knee pain. I could I could go out drinking and not be hungover for 3 days. Dude, being 27's awesome. Two, about being 27. Nobody, I shouldn't say that. People care. No. Everybody is horribly worried about themselves all the time. Everybody is deeply insecure and horribly self-obsessed. And this is everybody all the time, okay? Nobody's thinking about you. Don't worry about it. Everybody's obsessing about their own stories and the BS and the thing they said yesterday or the thing they're coming up and the thing that they forgot and everybody's in their own head all the time, okay? So you can relax. Nobody's worrying about you, except for a couple people. There's a couple people that are like your family and your friends, okay? And there's a couple people, and they do care. Everybody else, nobody cares, okay? So you get to just be you, and just own being you. What advice would I give to my 27-year-old self? Yeah, don't worry so much about your looks. You look great. Nobody cares. You're 27. Like, it's the youngest you're ever gonna be. Okay? Today is the youngest you're ever gonna be. Enjoy it. Okay? What else would I tell my 27-year-old self? Buy Bitcoin. I'm kidding. But for real. It would have been a steal back in, what year was that? 2007. If I had bought Bitcoin, I'd be a millionaire, darlings. Millionaire. But what else would I tell my 27-year-old self? Yeah. Exactly. I would own an island. What else would I tell my 27-year-old self? Yeah, realize that people are always self-obsessed, and they're not worrying about you nearly as much as you think they are. What kind of like fun wisdom have I picked up? Yeah, and that's like me. Do the things. Yeah, just say yes to experiences, especially when you're that age. Go travel. Go see the world. Get out of your hometown at all costs. Okay? Go travel. Leave your country if you can. Most of us can't. Some of us can't. Okay? I fully admit that not everybody has that ability. Most of us do. Okay? At least get out of your town, and explore your own country. And if you can, which most of us can, if you're being honest, you can make it happen. Travel. See the world. There's a whole world out there that is very, very different than your hometown. There's a whole world out there of people that don't think the way you do. And it's okay. They don't agree with you. And it's okay. There's just so many different ways of seeing the world and experiencing it. There's so many wonderful things to experience. Go travel. Say yes. Go do the things. Seek discomfort. Okay? And also, hustle. You're 27. Get your ass in gear. If you're get a job, get working, get your hustle on, right? Yeah, so there you go. That's my advice. Frederick Age music. Ever heard of Frederick Age, the musician? I gotta pretend my name is not putting relaxing music out there. Sorry, Frederick Age. Not heard of you, darling. Lifeline. That sounds terrible. I love J's squared. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Don't worry about it, Megan. You didn't. They were on their own track. You may have nudged one direction or the other, but you are in no way, shape, or form the cause of their demise. It was going to happen with or without you. Don't worry. I absolve you of that burden. Same as when I was 16, I had hair. Now I just turned 23, I have back pain and I'm balding. Silver chucks. There you go. Enjoy it now. Because at 33, it's going to be worse. Will you visit South Africa? I hope so. I've always wanted to visit South Africa. It's way up on my list of all my places to visit. J Squared, I got a question. How do you know? This is an interesting one. How do you know when you're ready to spend your life with someone / get married? So much my jaw was broken. Good night, Narges. Thank you so much. A wonderful, wonderful evening. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And yes, Labra, I've been to Thailand. I love Thailand. Gorgeous country. Scissors, this is a Rams house. We're a Rams football club. think I pushed off the cliff. And no worries, Megan. Look, we've all been there. Okay. Don't worry about it too much. Take credit. I take credit for connecting people. You're Niners. I don't take credit for breaking people up. So, if they're going to break up, they're going to break up anyway. But I do take credit for people who I have helped stay connected. And like two of Megan and my best friends, I take a wonderful deal of pride in knowing that they are now married and expecting their first child very soon. I'm soon to be another, not an official uncle, but like an uncle figure, like in a week or two. And I'm one of my warmest achievements is that I take a fair amount of responsibility for coaching them and keeping them together when they almost broke up. Like, it was done. And I was just like, bro, you're really fucking up here. Okay, buddy? This does not happen very often, what you two have. Do not throw this away. You're going through a rough patch. You're going to get through it. But don't throw this away because of your ego right now. Okay, that'd be a horrible tragedy and a horrible waste. And he didn't. And they're married now and have a first kid. So, it brings me much joy. But, J squared. How do you know when? I ruined everything construct. Yeah, and look, believe me, Megan, I get that. As a fellow self-flagellator, listen, you know me, okay? I will wear my horse shirt, and I will flog my back with my cat of nine tails. You know what I mean? I get it, okay? And we can't do that. It's a platitude, but like seriously, can't focus on it because this is too easy, and it doesn't do any good, and you probably didn't have as much impact as you think you did. You know what I mean? You're probably not the problem. You might be the problem, but you're probably not the actual problem. But we kind of like to think that we are, because that's human nature. And it goes back to the thing I was telling the 27-year-old. Everybody's worried about their own shit all the time. Everybody's super concerned about their own thing. Do I look stupid? Do I look bad? Do I look made the fool? Everybody's worried about their own thing. You're a footnote in their book. You know, you're not even a chapter. You're probably not even a paragraph. You're literally a footnote in the book of their life. Don't worry about it. Move on. Oh yeah, but how do you know? The way I knew, okay, love, J squared, the reason how I knew was that every previous relationship I'd been in, which was quite a few, okay, I got sick of the person. I got tired of him. Like every single one. Eventually I was like, dude, I'm kind of over this chick. I'll see you in a week, right? And I was like, I'm kind of done. Like, I'm over this. Like, ugh. And I didn't want to see him. Every single girlfriend I'd ever had, there came a point where I was over him. I was like, I don't care. I don't want to see you. Ew. With Megan, I just never got tired of her. It was weird. And I noticed it. I noticed it around like the 3 or 4 month mark. Because that's, if we're being really honest, that's like when the real honeymoon ends, right? At first, nothing in life, nothing but, well, let's just say one of the greatest experiences in life, is that first 2 weeks of being in love. Oh my God. is it a high when you're in love with somebody and it's new and you don't have any baggage with this person yet. You don't have any history yet. You don't have any drama with this person yet. Everything they do is just cute and beautiful and sexy, and like everything about them is just like, you just want to grab them and you want to kiss them and you want to make love to them, and you're just like, I just want to hold them and just like, oh my God, right? That first 2 weeks, baby, is magic. For several months, very good still. Still very, 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 very good. Around 3 to 4 months, that first crack and the fissure happens. That first crack and you go, ew. Wait, what? Ew. Right? I don't like that. And then all of a sudden, you just feel yourself fall out of love, right? It's like you're kind of like, yeah, then you're out. But my God, that first little bit. So around the 3 or 4 month mark, where I had hi Space Folk, around that 3 or 4 month mark, where I inevitably, and I remember thinking this, since I was like 17 years old, I remember thinking to myself, there is nothing like the first few months. And this stayed true into my 20s, when I was in college. And I had some fun in college, okay? I wasn't like a crazy Lothario, but like, I had fun in college. And nothing though was like that first couple of weeks, that first couple of months. Oh, so good. But with Megan, it didn't happen. I didn't have that, like, there's the crack. Ew. Didn't happen. And it was like, oh, 4 months. See, there you go, Chris. That's when it dies. That's when they die. Between 2 and 4 months. That's when most of it's over. You get that couple months of Twitter pated, yeah, and then by month 4, kind of over it. But I also knew that Megan was also the funniest human. I mean, Megan's the funniest person I've dated by a country mile. Like, not even close. Like Megan is funny. Like, genuine, like, makes me belly laugh on a daily basis. And that doesn't mean it's always been hunky-dory. Look, my point is, though, that was for me when I knew. And I realized at about the 6 month mark, J squared, that I was probably going to marry her. Like, there was just something different that, and again, it's weird to describe it like this, but I just never got sick of her. Like, ever. And that's special. So that was kind of, and Megan and I, look, here's the reality, man. Like, a lot of people kind of like glorify our relationship for a good reason. We work very hard at it, okay? We work really hard at it. And the thing is, people don't see the behind the scenes, the fights, the struggles, the real shit, okay? And so they just see like this couple that, oh my God, you guys are funny together, and you guys, whenever you guys go, you're kind of like the life of the party, and like, you guys must have everything. And it's just like, you're just seeing that curation. It's not, perception's not reality, okay? We have fights. We get mad at each other. We work things out. We talk. But it's work, man. You know? There's no such thing as happily ever freaking after. You know, screw you, Disney, for saying that crap. There's no such thing as happily ever after. It's just another problem that you have to get over and move past and move through together. But there's no happily ever after, I'll tell you that. No matter what. We met on Tinder. We both swiped right. Take a pack, yeah, for sure, Megan, for sure. And we are kind of like that. Thanks you, Sydney. Thanks you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. And I'll do like one more question on YouTube, then I'll wrap it up here for my mods. Well, listen, Sydney. At 25, I didn't meet Megan until I was 34. She was 29. No, I was 35. I had just turned 35. She was still 29. She was about to turn 30. Yeah, you're 25, you're a baby. Sydney, your brain isn't even fully developed yet. Your brain stops developing around like 27 or 28. And everybody hates themselves. I hate to tell it. I hate to break this to you. There are very, very few people who have like weird self-confidence. It's like they're just like weirdly self-confident. I'm not saying those people don't exist. They do exist. And when you meet them, they jump out at you because it's like, how in the hell are you this confident? It's weird. How are you so sure of yourself? For the rest of us, horrible anxiety, crippling self-doubt, mean as a frickin' badger to myself. Like I said, I'll put on my horse shirt and whip myself with my cat o' nine tails, baby, better than you ever could. Trust me on that. This is being human, man. So, you're 25. You're just getting going. You're just getting started. You know, have fun out there, Sydney. That's the thing I was telling everybody. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody is super insecure. And everybody's constantly worrying about looking bad and being made the fool and looking stupid and like, oh my god, like that is just everybody's human default, man. So, you're not alone. Know that. Everybody's in the same boat you are, except for a few crazy people that just have self-esteem somehow. God bless them. But for the rest of us, yeah, it sucks. You fake it till you make it. Evo, I did go to college. College has changed a lot since I went. I graduated in 2003. I think I graduated in 2003. And I knew my degrees were useless, okay? I'm going to be very clear. I really wanted to go to college, okay? Since I was like 15, 16, 14. That's very romantic. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to study theater and dance and like all the arts, okay? I did. I went to University of Washington. And I have two degrees. I was a double major. I have a degree in theater and a degree in dance. You know how marketable that makes me? Oh. Not very useful, darlings. No, but I knew my degrees were useless, okay? I wanted that experience, that college experience. And in-state tuition in Washington at the time was like $6,000 a year, okay? So it was, a minimal investment. 3 years, $18,000. Like slivs. And over 3 years, which was affordable, right? And it was great. I don't know how I feel about getting a useless liberal arts degree and being 120 grand in debt. I don't think that maths. That's what I would say about college these days. If you're going to be an engineer, doctor, whatever, fine, okay? But if you're dropping 20 grand, 30 grand, 60 grand a year, and you're getting a degree in sociology, psychology, theater, dance, like any of these kind of degrees, I would be like, listen, you do you, honey boo boo, but I don't think that's worth the paper it's printed on. But that's just what I think. You do you, honey boo boo. Yeah, just to the best of your ability, don't saddle yourself with 100 grand in debt in your 20s. If you've already done it, I'm sorry. It is what it is. If you haven't done that yet, huge word of advice: don't. You do not realize the weight around your neck that $100,000 or $200,000 in loans really is. It's crippling, okay? If you can avoid that, avoid it. And that's what I'll say about that. And bro graduated to I'm an 05 guy. It's okay. Exactly, Ben. I graduated 2 years before you were born. You were born in 05. That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Chris. At 15 grand a year, it's like, well, that's an affordable thing. That's 15 grand. You can figure out 15 grand a year, okay? It's on the high side, but even that's like, okay, right? A lot of colleges these days are like literally like NYU, Yale, Tisch. I think they're like literally $65,000 a frickin' year. $65,000 per year. It's insane. Madness. Anyway, so much. We're back now. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Ben, I should let you guys go. Binky, everybody, you're amazing. Okay, YouTube, I'm going to sign off here, okay? Thank you so much, YouTube. Sweet dreams. Video tomorrow is going to be, you're going to like this one. Some of you old schoolers. This is a Dr. Dad Takes Care of You video. I think some of you old school fans are going to really enjoy kind of a classic Dr. Dad roleplay for tomorrow. And I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, you take care, YouTube. Catch you on the flip side. And so, for those of us over here,